The next commands that I'm going to show you are the polyline, which is here, polygon and rectangle, the ellipses, and then finally the donut command, and then we'll start the activity so you can put all of these together. The polyline command, like the name suggests, poly means many, lines, is basically all lines that are connected together. I'm just randomly drawing something here. Now I'm going to draw something random with the line command as well so you can tell the difference. When I click on this line, if you notice, all 4 lines look connected. When I click on one line, all 4 of them get highlighted and selected. In the line command, they're all separated. This is one single line. They look connected, and they are when we are drafting, but as an entity they are not connected together. They're single lines connected together by just points. So that's the difference between line and polyline. Anything drawn with the line command is still going to be separated lines, but they're connected at their ends. Anything drawn with a polyline is all connected as one entity. And there's not much difference in drawing polylines and lines. You still do the same thing when you're drawing anything with polylines. Say I'm drawing a rectangle. Using a polyline, I'd click on the polyline option, make sure my ortho is turned on, click to start the line, and then move my mouse in a particular direction I want to go. Say I want to draw something 3 inches wide. I type 3, hit enter. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Then I go down, type 8, and hit enter. Move my mouse in the direction I want to go next, 3, and hit enter. And then move up. I can either close it using the endpoint, or I can just type 8 and hit enter. Hit enter once more to end the command. You still get a rectangle, except this rectangle is all connected together. Okay, so not much difference between the line and the polyline command in drawing, except when you're drawing something architectural or that is detailed, then you want everything to be connected and be a single entity, then you would use a polyline. Now a rectangle is also a similar concept. When I draw a rectangle and click on it, it is made up of polylines that make this rectangle. So when I click on a rectangle made by the rectangle command or a rectangle made using the polyline command, they both look the same. They're all connected 4 lines. Now if I want to draw a rectangle, all I have to do is click on that icon here, or I can go to the draw menu and click on rectangle, or I can type R, E, C, and T in the command prompt, and it changes, gives me 2 options, rectangle, rectangle. I can click on one option and that'll start my rectangle command. There are several options for rectangle command that appear when you're drawing something from the command prompt. Now up here all I get is the rectangle option. When I look very closely at the command prompt, I see that it's asking me to first specify the first corner point, and then it gives me option for chamfer, elevation, fillet, thickness, or width. Now I'm not going to go into these options right now. We will explore them later on, but just so you know, initially when you're drawing something in CAD, it's always a good idea to pay attention to the command prompt and see what options you have. Now to draw a rectangle, all you have to do is specify one corner, go diagonally across and specify the other corner, and there you have it. If you want to specify a rectangle that is say 4 inches by 3 inches, then this is what you have to do. You go to rectangle, you click to start the rectangle. Now you have to be very particular about what measurement you want to put first. Because CAD is using the Cartesian system, you should remember that you always put the horizontal dimension or the x-axis dimension first and then the y dimension. When you want to specify a specific point, I want to specify a point away diagonally across from the first point we started the rectangle from, you have to first type the @ symbol. So you're basically telling CAD the next point is @, and the @ symbol is the @ symbol that you use for your Gmail or your email accounts, where you have your first name followed by last name @gmail.com. The @ is the @ symbol we're using. So you hold the shift key down and the numeral 2 and you get the @ symbol. You type the @ symbol and then you type the horizontal dimension first. Say you want it to be 4 inches, so you type 4, comma on the keyboard, and then 3, and hit enter. Okay, I'm going to do this one more time. We start the rectangle command, we click on one corner. I'm just moving my mouse or dragging my mouse diagonally across, not clicking anywhere. Then we type @, which is the shift key and numeral 2. horizontal dimension, which is 4 inches, comma, vertical dimension, which is 3 inches, and hit enter. Now by default, AutoCAD will always go up and to the right because it's following the Cartesian method. So it's going to go up and right in the positive direction. If you wanted to go down and left, you would have to specify negative dimensions. So if I wanted to draw another rectangle in here, starting from this corner, I go to rectangle, use my O-snaps, snap onto the end point on the corner. I'm just moving my mouse down here for guidance, and then I type at, and I'm going to type -2 inches, comma, -2 inches, and then puts a rectangle on the corner going downwards and left. So when you don't put any negative dimensions or negative symbol, then CAD is always going to go right and up. If you wanted to go down or left, then you would have to specify a negative dimension. That was your rectangle command. I'm going to show you the polygon command, and polygon, like the name suggests, is a multi-sided object. When you click on the polygon command up here, the first thing CAD is going to prompt you is enter the number of sides. You can have any number of sides. You could have 25, 46, 55. I'm going to go with 8 and create an octagon. The next thing it's going to ask you is to specify the center. So I'm going to click on the screen somewhere, and then it gives you two options: inscribed in circle or circumscribed. Inscribed in circle is when it is contained within the boundaries of a circle. Circumscribed is when the sides of the polygon are outside the circle. I'm going to draw one, and I'll show you what it means. I'm going to use the inscribed circle and specify the radius as 6 inches. And there is my polygon. Let me erase this. Now if I drew a circle, I'm going to first draw some guidelines to pinpoint the center of the polygon, and I'm going to draw a circle 6 inches in radius. Because this was an inscribed polygon, the edges of the polygon are sitting inside the circle, which is the same radius as the radius as specified for the polygon. If it was circumscribed, I'm going to start the polygon again. I still want an 8-sided polygon, so I'm going to hit enter. Click here to specify that as my center point, and this time I'm going to circumscribe the circle. The radius is going to be 6 inches still, and look at that. The outer polygon is circumscribed outside the circle with the same radius. The inner polygon is inscribed in the circle. So depending on what your intent is, you might want to inscribe or circumscribe a polygon, and you can have a polygon with any number of sides. You could have it be 6-sided, 7-sided, 10-sided, what have you. The other tool, drawing tool that I'm going to quickly show you is the ellipse. An ellipse is, as the figure shows, it's a oval object, and there are 3 options. You can do a center ellipse, axis end, or elliptical arc. The center ellipse is pretty easy. When you click on that option, the first thing you have to do, if you look at the command prompt or the text string attached to your mouse cursor, is specify the center. So I'm going to click to specify the center. Then it's asking me to specify the end point of the ellipse. If you're very precise and you know what size you want, you can type, let's say, 2 inches, and then notice what is happening to the ellipse. What you have to do now is specify the other axis, which could be longer or shorter, or you could decide it's going to be 1 inch and hit enter. One more time, I go to ellipse, I start this with the center point. Then I'm going to specify the horizontal axis first always. So I'm going to type 4 inches this time, and then the vertical axis, which is going to be 2 inches. So my ellipse is 4 inches this way in radius and 2 inches this way in radius. If I had to fit the ellipse in a specific 3-point option, then this is what I would do. I first specify one side of the axis, second side of the axis, and then the third. So I'm going from corner A to corner B to top. If I had to fit this in something specifically, if I knew this was going to be 2 inches, then I would specify 2 inches. Other draw tool that I want to quickly show you is the donut, which is this last icon here. Like the name suggests, it's a donut, and so it's made up of 2 circles, an inner circle and outer circle. So if you look at the command prompt, the first thing it's asking is specify inside dimension or inside diameter of the donut. I'm going to specify this as 1 inch, and then the outside diameter I'm going to say 3 inches, and there it is. It's a donut attached to my circle, to my cursor. Every time I click, click, a donut gets put into my screen. Okay, one more time. I go to donut. The first thing I have to do is specify the inside diameter. I'm going to say 3 inches this time. And the outside diameter, I'm going to say 4 inches. I want it to be a little slim. And I can click. So depending on what you want to draw, if you want to draw a slim profile or a thicker profile, you can use the donut command to do that. Now, if you don't want the donut to be solid filled inside, you can turn off the fill. And the quickest way to do that is type FILL in the command prompt, and you get the option of on or off, and you can say off, and then you use a quick command called regen, REGEN, for regenerate, and hit enter, and your donut is not solid fill, it just gives you striations of little circle lines that come out. Okay, so one more time, FILL fill. I'm going to turn it on again, and then type REGEN for regenerate, and hit enter, and there's my circular donut.